March is quickly approaching. By the time I get this video up, it might already even be March. But my family always has a very busy January, and on top of it, this is the busiest time of the year for my work, so I've just been flying by the seat of my pants most days and hardly get the chance to clean, let alone work on my cleaning channel. So I have missed you guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. It is so good to see you all again, and I'm just jumping right into all the cleaning motivation. We're gonna be cleaning the whole house in this video over the course of a few days. The day is young and the kids are at school, so I'm going to take the opportunity while they're out of the way to clean our family room. It gets a lot of use and so it can get pretty trashed in here, but I'm starting by dusting everything and wiping down surfaces before I get a vacuum and clean those floors. And honestly, lately, I feel like I can't keep up with the floors. We have 2 cats, a dog, 2 kids, and we just like to have neighbors over a lot, and so we're constantly having people go in and out of the house or like cooking big meals for people. And plus it's been raining and we have another storm moving in for the next week, so sometimes I just think to myself, like, what is even the point of mopping these floors when it's raining and the dog's gonna come in after going outside and tracking dirt and water and mud, or the kids are gonna come in from school and they're gonna get the entryway all dirty with their shoes before they take them off. And so I'll definitely admit that's one of my tasks that falls on the back burner quite a bit, but I know one day my house will be quiet, there won't be kids going in and out, and I will miss it. So my floors will be clean then, and I can wait, and I just try and think of it that way. I mean, a little bit of dirt, it don't hurt, it's not going to kill anybody. So that's my confession for today. By the way, I know I am using my Dyson here and that it has the small head attachment, but I actually lost it when we had the repairs done in our house, and so I'm hoping it's somewhere in my garage, but that's why I'm using the long attachment on the vacuum on the couch.
How it's supposed to feel.
Into my dining room now to bring a little order back to the room. Since we hosted the holidays and 2 birthdays during the month of January, I needed to wash my linens on my dining room table, and I never put these in the dryer because they will shrink. So I just let them air dry, and then I'm gonna iron them to get them looking pressed and pretty and put my table back together. In one of my previous videos, I cleaned out my daughter's room and my son's room as well, and I had taken like their clothes that I've been collecting and toys that I've been collecting over to Goodwill, and my husband and I go to open up the trunk of the car and start unloading everything, and this man comes out of the Goodwill and runs over to this other lady who had gotten there before us and is like, "Oh, just so you know, we're not accepting any clothing or toys." So we're like, okay, well, we just shut the trunk back up and drove off because that was pretty much everything that we had. So it's not there anymore. I ended up putting it all back in my garage, and I need to actually call them and see if they're finally accepting some donations of those types. I've looked at like some other organizations that are around me, and there really isn't any, unfortunately, because Goodwill would not be my first choice, but it is what it is. In my town, I've even tried like giving clothes away for free, and nobody is interested, which is weird because in our old neighborhood, I could literally sell bags of clothing for like $50 a pop. So I guess it just depends on where you live. But I'm going to go ahead and vacuum the chairs. It's been a while, and the cats like to hang out in here, so they get a little bit hairy, and then I'm going to go ahead and vacuum the room as well. Take a minute to introduce myself also, in case any of you are new here. You're like, who the heck is this chick? But my name is Carrie, and I live in California with my husband of 12 years and our 2 kids. Our daughter is 7 and our son is 10. I am originally from Texas, and I moved to California when I was 8. My husband was born and raised out here, and we met when we were in high school, actually. And we've been together for going on 14 years? 15 years. Going on 15 years. I feel like I'm still 17, like in my head. I guess 21 now, but I'm like, I don't feel like I'm that old, and I don't feel like I look that old. You should guess how old I am. Let me know how old you think I am in the comments below. I told you I have a 10-year-old, so there's a clue. But in my spare time, I like to clean and organize my home. I like to do a lot of other things besides that, which is part of the reason why I haven't put out a video in over a month now. As I've just been busy having fun with the kids, having fun with friends and family, and in my spare time just taking time to rest. But when I do finally get the time and energy, I like to clean, I like to organize my space, and I like to make videos of it and share it with you guys. So hopefully that you can be motivated as well. And I know I like to watch cleaning videos to kick my butt into gear, so that's what I hope to do for you today. But if you're new, definitely don't forget to introduce yourself in the comments and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content. I have an office organization video planned, and I am always working on house projects and organizing my space. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already. If you're returning, it's so great to see you again, and I am so grateful for your support on my channel. Anyway, back to the cleaning. I am mopping the floors with my Liebman Spin Mop. It's just like the O-Cedar, but a more inexpensive option, and it doesn't have the clean water chamber like the O-Cedar does, but it cleans the floors great. And so here are my donations that I have to take back to the garage. I hate it when you're like, oh yes, I'm ready to take it to Goodwill, and then like they don't accept. It sucks. We are moving upstairs now to this beautiful little baby. This is Baby Cat, aka Ray, but we always call her Baby Cat. We got her when she was a tiny kitten, and we just love her so much. And she likes to lay on my clean laundry that I need to put away. So I'm going to go ahead and put that away, but first I need to organize my daughter's drawers. They are out of control. my son's room, and I swear I just cleaned out his clothes, and I already have this whole other bag that I need to get rid of because he is growing like a weed. He literally is growing nonstop. I can't even keep up with it. All right, we are moving on to day 2 of cleaning, and so I'm starting by getting myself a nice hot cup of tea, and my brother got me this Govee electric tea kettle for my birthday, and so far I love it. It's a good dupe for the Crate & Barrel gooseneck tea kettle, which retails for $165, so this is a more affordable option, but so far I love it. It has a rapid boil, and it's also smart voice and app controlled, so I can even boil my water before getting out of bed in the morning.
Tell me what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Tell me what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Tell me what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Tell me what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me.
I'm back in my daughter's room to finish up in here, and so I'm gonna make the bed before I dust and wipe down all the surfaces, and then finally vacuum and mop the floors. If you have any questions at all about the cleaning products that I use, I post them all in the description box below, but if I don't mention them, feel free to leave a comment and I'll respond. But what I do want to touch on while I'm cleaning my daughter's room is a little bit of goal setting and checking in on those goals that I made at the beginning of the year, now that we're coming up on spring. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. But I don't usually make New Year's resolutions, and honestly, like I said, I have been like a hot mess, just all over the place, just trying to live life because my son started baseball, my daughter started her tumbling class, and school's back in session. We had all those birthdays, we had all these holidays, we had a Super Bowl. It's just been like crazy. So I just honestly haven't had the time to sit down and make a list of my goals and be mindful of what I'm doing with my time. So I thought, what better way to hold myself accountable than to talk about it in a video. So one of my goals is to definitely keep up with my cleaning channel and make more content. I know I said I have these lulls in the year where, like I said, I'm just really busy with work or I'm just tired, and so I don't necessarily have the time and energy to make as much content as I would like to. But then work slows down and the kids are out of school in the summer, and it seems like I have more free time then. But I definitely want to start posting more consistently and grow my channel. My second goal is to get my piano to my house. It's at my mom's, so I can practice. And so it's a little bit pricey. We priced it out. It's like $400 for them to move it and tune it. And so that is in the works. But yeah, that's definitely just a goal of mine. I played the piano since I was 9 years old, and since I don't have one at my house, I'm out of practice, obviously, and I want to start playing again and also teach the kids how to play. My third goal is to read more because I don't have the time, like I said, or energy to read as much, and also it makes me tired because by the time I do have any time to myself, it's like the end of the night, and then by that time I'll fall asleep reading. So maybe I should start listening to audiobooks because I would love to get the knowledge, you know, like I enjoy reading anything that can like help me grow as a person or just like expand mentally, emotionally. Like I'm like a lifelong learner. So I think also I like listening to things when I'm working. So I'll listen to like music or podcasts. So I think I need to start looking and turning to some audiobooks instead. I think that would be a good alternative. So that's definitely another goal of mine. My fourth goal for now is to think about my 5-year plan and discuss it with my husband, just where we want to be financially and make those long-term goals, budgets, and action plans so that way we can meet those goals. And the thing about all this goal setting and why it's so important to either write them out or speak them into existence is because if it never comes out of your head, you're never going to do it, or it's going to be very hard for you to create an action plan and get it done. Some people would call this manifesting because you're speaking it into existence what you want to happen. I think it's The Secret where they recommend writing down like on a Post-it your goals and like putting them on your mirror. So every day, that's what you're taking in. That's what you're thinking about. You're constantly reminded that this is what you want. And so you're always thinking about it and then thinking about ways to meet that goal, right? And that goes for anything in your life. Like, for example, you want to get in control of your finances. You got to sit down, you got to make a plan, hash things out, create a budget, that's what's going to actually help put that all into motion for you and meet that goal. So if you don't take the time to recognize that you have a goal and plan it out, it's likely not going to happen as quickly as you want it to, if at all. And that's why it's super important to be mindful of what you're doing with your time and energy, because if you have habits, for example, of scrolling social media for too long or constantly obsessing over this one hobby, you're not allowing for that quiet time or other thoughts and ideas to make their way into your brain and into your life. So removing those energy blocks from your life and your mental space is definitely key. So put limits on how much you're on your cell phone for. Or when you find something, that you get interested and you start to go down a rabbit hole, just take a minute, set an alarm for you to research it for 15 minutes or whatever. Or if you have anxiety like me, sometimes I go down a rabbit hole of thinking of all these situations and scenarios in my head. Stop yourself and realize what you're doing and take a minute to reset so that you can start thinking about something else. Clear your mind so that new ideas and thoughts can come in. That's how you grow as a person, and that's how you are going to be mindful of what you're doing with your time and your energy ultimately. What is most important to you? What do you want to be spending your time and energy on? Confession to make. These cookies were actually from Christmas. So to be fair, I filmed this in January, and so I really haven't had time to edit the video. That's the problem. But yeah, they had been sitting there for a good month. So I'm going to go ahead and dump those in the trash and get this kitchen in order. We had some friends over to eat, and so I definitely just needed to reset the kitchen here. And it's super cold and windy out, so it's the perfect time to get started. So since my time has been so limited, I've been trying to rack my brain and think of ways that I can work smarter and not harder when it comes to cleaning. So just like you saw, instead of going back and forth to the trash, I just collected it all on a plate and then took one trip to the trash can, which sounds small, but it can definitely save you time and energy when you're going around picking everything up around your kitchen or whatever room you're working in. And another one of my favorite tips that I swear by and pretty much always practice is that whenever you leave a room, look around the room and grab one or two things or however many that you can carry so you can take it with you on your way or to the next room that you're going in. So for example, in the morning, I wake up, I go downstairs and make the kids lunch. When I leave my room, if there's any cups or anything I need to take downstairs with me, I'll take it as much as I can carry. And then when I leave the kitchen to come back upstairs and finish helping the kids get ready, if there's any toys or clothes or anything else that needs to go upstairs, I'll take it with me. And that way you're just never leaving the room empty-handed, and you can keep your house a little bit more tidy even when you're just running around from room to room. But let me know if you guys have any hacks or tips that you utilize while cleaning so you can work smarter and not harder in the comments down below. Wrapping up cleaning my sink here, and I use the Barkeeper's Friend always to clean my sinks. It's one of my favorite cleaning products. I switched to the soft scrub for the stainless steel, but for our porcelain sink that we used to have, I loved using the abrasive cleaner that they make. But it works great on, like I said, porcelain or stainless steel around your house, and especially these freaking grates that are in my sink or whatever they're called. I don't know, but they are a pain in the butt to clean. So giving those a good scrub. of a problem with this continuous space on my first floor level of my house. And that problem is that I always want to do like all the floors at one time because it's such a pain in the butt to fill the mop and everything and like break out the mop. I hate that. So I always tend to like want to clean all the rooms, the dining room, the living room, and the kitchen, and the bathroom actually, before I actually like do the floors. And so sometimes I can put off doing the floors because I'm like, well, the rooms I haven't been able to clean them like fully yet. And I don't want to do the floors when like I haven't wiped down the counters, for example, you know, like all the crumbs go onto the floor and you vacuum them up and mop and all that. So I would find myself like going farther and farther, you know, in time in between mopping my floors. So I try and break them up into like, you know, like compartmentalize them now. So like whenever I clean the kitchen, I clean the whole kitchen and do the floors just in this space. So otherwise I would just like take forever to mop the floors. If I break it down that way and compartmentalize it into one space, it's much easier for me to handle. But I'm moving into my bathroom now. I needed to give this a good clean. Like I said, we had company over, so I wanted to go ahead and clean that. And I still have a lot to do around my house. You might have noticed there's like random things. It looks almost undone, and it's totally a work in progress. We had a toilet overflow actually in this bathroom last year, and so it affected this wall, and on the other side of this wall is the kitchen cabinets, and since it was an overflow, it was sewage water, they had to cut everything out. And so all of our flooring was affected, like all of our cabinetry, so we had to basically replace all of that and repair it, and we went with like a totally different style. And so I'm still trying to find my style within this, and we're still finishing, like the light fixture's not done here, we're still missing baseboards in this room. And so I am still working like little by little on the decorating of this house. We've only been here for 2.5 years. By the way, sorry if you hear screaming. My kids are home from school now and my son is playing with his friends. So, but, yeah, so it's just a little bit unfinished. It's always a work in progress. And I feel like it's that way with any home. You're always kind of working on things, and then finally once you feel done, you're like, oh, I kind of want to change it. But watching this footage back, I'm actually excited because I have some exciting updates to share with you in the next video of some stuff that we've done around the house, and also I have more stuff planned. So like I said, definitely subscribe if you haven't already, if you like home improvement and all that kind of content. And I'm really sorry about this footage. It was totally focusing on the counter instead of what I was doing. But it was just a quick little vacuum and mop in the bathroom before I move back into the kitchen to make this Mediterranean chicken dinner. My husband has been craving this and asking for this like once a week, maybe even sometimes twice a week, and he'll like change up the meat. But it is a Mediterranean chicken pita that we made. I rarely follow recipes, and so maybe just Google like Middle Eastern chicken, like chicken shawarma, for example. That would be a good seasoning to put on this. And I'll make like a Greek salad. We'll have the pita and hummus and tzatziki sauce. I think I made a rice pilaf this night, but sometimes I'll change it up and do couscous. And like I said, it's just been in our weekly rotation. I'll change it up to steak. I personally don't like lamb. My husband loves it. If I liked lamb, he would die for that. That would be his favorite. But I just wanted to give you guys a little dinner inspiration here and an idea for your own homes. I know I'm always looking for ideas because you kind of just get stuck in that rut, right? And when you're always thinking about the same dinner ideas, you don't have room for new ones to come in. So take the time, look through recipes, watch videos. That's how I get inspiration. Also, TikTok is really good for finding recipes. I'll find all kinds of ideas on TikTok and on the internet. But that's going to pretty much do it for today. I just wanted to say thank you so much again, especially if you made it this far in the video. I'm sending you a big hug and a kiss. I am so thankful for your support and for you all taking the time to watch my video today. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.